feel 2 days later?
Pretty similar. My heart hurts for us. My heart hurts for our guys. It's definitely gonna eat us up for a little bit, eat me up for a little bit. But I'll definitely vow to come back stronger, vow to come back better. But I'm definitely gonna let this one marinate, let it soak in for a little bit before I just move on.
Have you watched a game, or you need more time to do?
I've watched like highlights and stuff. I've watched the TV highlights a couple times now, but I haven't watched the full game film yet.
What's the plan for you for your rehab?
I think just so far they want me to come in every single day, treat it like I'm playing a game next week, and then I know whenever I go back to Arizona for a couple months, that's going to be the main focus, getting the hamstring right and making sure nothing ever happens again.
What do you think is the key to getting it right?
Time, just time.
I know you took a lot of time after the Toronto game when you injured it.
Mm-hmm.
Did you felt ready though? Like did it feel 100% when you came back?
No, we knew it wasn't going to be 100% for the rest of the year because of the severity of the injury. I think I came out and said it was a grade 3C tear, which is basically as bad as it gets besides it being torn off the bone. As soon as you tear it off the bone, I think it's a 9-month recovery. But yeah, that type of injury, I guess, takes like four months to recover. So, yeah.
I know you refuse to use the injury as an excuse or anything like that, but just as an explanation, thought like the first interception, when you try to get the ball to Philpott, like since day one of training camp, I saw you complete that pass, whether it was in Saint Jerome or in Saint Leonard. How much did the injury affect perhaps like your throwing motion? Because that's a ball we saw you complete regularly.
Yeah. It very well could have, but I mean, as you saw towards the end of the game, I think I threw maybe one of the best balls in my whole life. The deep ball I threw to Tyler Snead on the sideline. So I can't use it as an excuse at all. I was capable of making every single throw possible. I think the Hail Mary, I think I threw that thing like 70 yards in the air. So there shouldn't be any excuse. And that was after I tweaked my hamstring on the last drive. So there's no excuse. I got to deliver Tyson a better football there. And, yeah.
Have you already met the coaches, talk about the season, how proud they are?
A couple of them definitely came up to me after the game. I haven't talked to the coaches yet. I haven't responded to. I feel bad. I haven't responded to anyone who's messaged me. I'll get to that soon. But yeah, just kind of soaking it all in still.
What did the coaches told you after the game?
All really, really, really positive messages. All super proud. And just. I think AC told me that I was beyond my years the way I'm playing, and I've got a long career ahead of me. But he understands that this one's gonna hurt for sure.
Are you able to be proud of yourself at this point?
Deep down, yeah, I think I am proud of myself, but I'm also sick to my stomach. I think I mentioned it. You play the worst game of your career in the biggest moment of your career, and yeah, it'll eat you up for a little bit.
You talk about AC. He lost at the Grey Cup, and he lived that. What did he tell you from experience, rebounds?
He didn't really talk too much on that, honestly. He just mentioned, how proud he was of me, and and just to continue working and continue being myself, and good things will happen.
How much confidence have you gained throughout your first season as a starter? Because at this time last year, you thought, you're a really confident individual, but you thought you could be the man. But but now you have a season as a starter, although plagued by injury. But what have you learned about yourself, as being the guy, the number one guy this season in the CFL for the first time?
Yeah, just kind of reconfirm that I can play in this league, and I can be good in this league. It's just it's tough. Just go the whole year for that one big moment, and to get ourselves a ring and a championship, and you come up short, and I don't want to feel like it's a wasted season, because it's never a waste, and you learn from everything. You learn from all your experiences, but definitely hurts.
I'm going to ask you a tough question right now. QBs want to be on the field at all times, but in the situation where the ball's fumbled at the goal line from 3 yards out, my guessing that you would have liked to have been there. Do you feel like you're sort of exposing yourself to the opposition, telling them what's coming at that moment?
Well, no. The first thing I'm going to say is Shea Patterson has been absolute nails for us. He came in and was 15 times better than anyone was expecting. Fortunately, we've had Dom Davis. He was unreal at the short yardage position. Caleb Evans was unreal. I think he had a 14 touchdown season. And if Shea was here the whole year for us, he probably would have had a 20 touchdown season. We were never stopped one time in short yardage. So, those things like that happen. But, I feel for Shea, and if I don't turn the ball over 3 times, he's not in that position. Yeah, of course, I'd love to always have the ball in my hands, but I also understand, I have a hurt hamstring, and Shea's phenomenal at what he does. So it's just a tough situation. The ball was slick, it pops out, and we at the end we still had a chance to find a way to go down and tie it. So I can't. All I can say is I feel for him, and by no means is that game on him. And again, if I take care of the football, it's a different game.
Just back to the injury, I know in retrospect, did you learn anything by the way you trained coming into this season? Like, is there a feeling that you might have overtrained at all?
I think that's been talked about a little bit. Maybe I trained too hard. I don't know. I didn't really believe that was a thing, I guess, until now. So it'll be something that I'll definitely monitor. But yeah, we'll have to work that out as a team, I guess.
Yeah, following up on that question, I mean, you change your body throughout the off season. Are you going to change your plan? During the off season, how you work out? Work on flexibility, stuff like that. Even like Pilates, work usually great.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you have a hamstring issue.
Yeah. Again, I'm probably gonna have to look into it a little bit more. I mean, I did do Pilates last year. I know every day that the place that I train at, we do like core flexibility and stretching for about 45 minutes to an hour before every single session. So, I don't know. I just and part of me thinks it's just a freak injury that happened, and then it, maybe it was from overwork and all that, and then I just never kind of let it recover, because it did happen in April, and we dealt with it the whole year, and it needs time.
Yeah. And especially, this was your first training camp as a number 1 quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Was there, some part of you were like, man, I need to show up from day one and show that, I deserve to be a starter even if I'm injured.
Yeah, selfishly I'd say yeah. But I also don't think we knew how bad the injury was, or even what the injury was at that point, because I was able to do training camp, and I did feel pretty good out there. I did play the 3 games before I got hurt. So, yeah, I think maybe a little selfishly, you want to be like, hey, you've been named the franchise guy now, and you gotta come to camp ready and be ready to go. So, could be for sure.
Thank you, David.